If you've heard anything about me and my campaign, you've heard that someone is running for president who wants to give every American $1,000 a month. I know this may sound like a gimmick, but this is a deeply American idea. We should just go back to the writings of Martin Luther King, who in 1967, his book Chaos or Community, said we need a guaranteed minimum income in the United States of America. That is the most effective way for us to address racial inequality in a genuine way.
It seems to me that the civil rights movement must now begin to organize for the guaranteed annual income, begin to organize people all over our country and mobilize forces so that we can bring to the attention of our nation this need and this something which I believe will go a long, long way toward dealing with the Negro's economic problem and the economic problem with many other poor people confronting our nation.
And you know who suffers most in a natural disaster? It's people of color, people who have lower levels of capital and education and resources. So what are we going to do about it?
How come nobody ever picked up Andrew Yang's idea? I like somebody who makes sense. This kid said, why are we not taxing Amazon?
Yeah.
Why are we not taxing these giant corporations? He says, this kid says, it's not my idea, please.
Yeah.
He says, if we tax these big corporations, you could give every American $1,000 a month.
And one state has had it in effect for 37 years, where everyone in that state gets between $1,000 and $2,000 a year, no questions asked.
This is Alaska?
Yeah, it's Alaska, and they fund it with oil money. Mm-hmm. And what I'm going around telling people is that technology is the oil of the 21st century. We all know that right now, most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 57% of Americans can't afford an unexpected $500 bill. So you put $1,000 a month into their hands, it's going to go right back into the economy. They're going to spend it on food, childcare, car repairs they've been putting off, the occasional night out. And then all of those businesses end up hiring more people. So let me share the math. $1,000 a month for every adult would be $461 million every month right here in Detroit alone. The automation of our jobs is a central challenge facing us today. It is why Donald Trump is our president, and any politician not addressing it is failing the American people.
The biggest challenge to workers in countries like mine today is technology, because artificial intelligence is here and it is accelerating. And you're going to have driverless cars, and you're going to have more and more automated services. And that's going to make the job of giving everybody work that is meaningful tougher. So we're going to have to consider new ways of thinking about these problems, like a universal income.
When you point out, and I say this to the Black Lives Matter folks all the time, I'm concerned about the racists. I'm much more concerned about the robots. The robots are going to do much more damage to your community than the racists on any given Sunday, and we're not focused on it. So you bringing this out into the mainstream and making it part of the conversation is so important. I appreciate you.
We need to be laser focused on solving the real challenges of today, like the fact that the most common jobs in America may not exist in a decade, or that most Americans cannot pay their bills. My flagship proposal, the Freedom Dividend, would put $1,000 a month into the hands of every American adult, be a game changer for millions of American families. If you care more about your family and your kids than my neckwear, enter your zip code at yang2020.com and see what $1,000 a month would mean to your community. I have done the math. It's not left, it's not right, it's forward, and that is how we're going to beat Donald Trump in 2020.